It is so hot in this polyester skirt.
Hi Heidi.
Hello.
Firstly, I'm really loving all this branding that we've got going on.
Get the branding in where you can.
I'm back with Heidi, founder of Aesthetic Laundry, and we're going to talk a little bit today about your customers because I noticed that you interact with customers like no other brand I've ever seen. Can we talk a little bit about it?
I love my customers.
That's clear.
They're the thing that keeps me going. I sound like a pop star when they talk about their fans. I love each and every one of my fans. But I do, like whenever I get an order come through, I will be like, oh, that's such and such. She's bought that before, or they've bought that before, or he's new, or what. We just, it's, I can't believe I said he, sorry.
How do you keep up with it all then?
Because it was me for such a long time.
Sure.
And then because you chat to people, and I like to have a conversation with at least everybody who orders. Like, I really like that aspect of it.
Yeah, it's so personal. You keep it really personal, which I love.
I feel like I sacrifice my own friends sometimes. And then I have all of these like Instagram friends that, or like friends of the brand. It's really bizarre. So I'll be talking to people on email, or talking to people in DMs, and it's very strange sometimes, but you know them by name.
I imagine they must become kind of like your real friends though, because I mean they are your real friends. Like they're people that are kind of investing in you, investing in the brand. There's a level of trust between you, and also if they're buying into what you're trying to project, then you've got something in common, and they're kind of like-minded people, which is nice.
Yeah, so I'll get messages, like really nice messages from customers that are like, oh, this jumper makes me so happy, like every time I wear it, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly, and I can't help but reply and be like, that's exactly.
You can't not be happy when you're wearing this colour. Look at it.
Yeah.
But I've seen you write handwritten notes as well to people, which I think is so lovely. I don't know another brand that does that. Do you write them? You write them yourself?
Yes, I did for ages, but now I have a team. Then we all like take in turns to do it. Mostly Liv and Anna, who does the notes.
Shout out.
Yeah, because but my hand, I used to have to write, and sometimes, like if it'd been busy, there'd be like 30 notes to write, and you were like, and each one, I wanted to give everyone a personal message, so then I would just write and be like, how's it going? Or like, oh, bought again, thank you. Or like, oh, thank you so much. Or like, America. Or like, Norfolk, I'm from there, yay. And then
I love that so much. But it's about connection though, which I think is something that you are very clearly, you're such a people person. You're so vibrant and enthusiastic. I mean, like you can kind of tell that from here, but I've seen you kind of foster these connections with people. You're always available to talk to. You have kind of ask me anything sessions as well on your Instagram. Is that all part of it for you? Part of creating this really wonderful special brand? Yeah,
I just want like when I used to make clothes for myself only, I felt more comfortable and felt more special when I wore them and felt more confident. So then I just want everyone who's like buying into the brand to know that and to feel that too, and to make someone feel special. Like, I used to be a waitress for like 10 years, and I know what it's like to make someone's day or not. So then I want to do that, but in clothing form. So I just try and think of loads of different ways to to make a connection with that customer, because I'm grateful. At the end of the day, they pay my wages.
Yeah, for sure. And and I think probably Instagram, I mean, it has its benefits, it has its difficulties, but I imagine that it's been really useful as a platform for you to kind of engage with clients and customers, and also to kind of get your self-expression across as well, and who you are. And we're using social media right now to talk about your brand. So has it been impactful in
massively impactful? Like, I don't think the brand would have gone as far as it would have reached so many different people. Like, it's crazy how people find you through Instagram, or they'll find you through a hashtag, or a friend of a friend will tag you, and then so that kind of thing is really it's really cool. It's really cool. But it does get really addictive sometimes, especially when you're like,
oh my goodness, I know, it's dangerous. It's like, like have people commented, like, and then of course you can take it really personally, and you have to be like, oh, just because no one's commented today doesn't mean that I'm a failure. That's hard too.
That's like the hardest thing. Like, if a customer's not happy for any reason, or I've sent them the wrong thing by mistake, or something like that, or like there's like a, I don't know, something's wrong with the order, or it took a little longer, or it's gotten lost, then when it was just me, like, I would take on that burden, and for the rest of the day I'd feel rubbish. Like, sometimes I would cry because I would be like, oh, I feel rubbish, I've made someone feel so then you just have to go out of your way, but then you also have like to make it up to them, but then also you have to still do what you're doing that day. So then you're like, right, and it's very emotional sometimes.
And people can be really unfiltered online as well. Like, as in, you get all these kind of wonderful comments that are just really lovely to hear, and then you also get the kind of unfiltered negativity. Which, how do you kind of shake that off? Because You're such a happy person. It must be like,
I'm like,
you must have some
welcome all the nice comments, do you? And then one comment will like floor me and I'll be like, oh. But luckily, like touch wood, don't get too many bad comments. And if it is,
I can't imagine.
It'll be a DM that's the worst because people then don't want to say it because they know that we're quite a nice brand and I've got like loyal followers.
Oh,
who, like,
I see. So they'll do it in a private way.
They do it in a private way.
Sometimes worse.
Yeah, and you open it and you're like, oh, and your whole stomach drops to the floor and you're like, oh no. But then it's just up to you to then make it. Yeah, sure. Make it up to them. But when you have it,
All right. On the flip side, then, what is your favourite kind of interaction with a customer?
Oh, favourite. So
with examples, if you have them to hand.
Yeah, always. Everyone always thinks that I'm really personal and like I'm very confident. And then whenever I do a market, like at Fierce Space Market, I am hiding behind the rail, and my mum is out there like showing everyone.
I can't imagine you
mad.
hiding, Heidi, especially in these kind of colours.
It's so nerve-wracking, and it's so true. And then everyone's like, "What?" And mum's like, "Come and talk to this person," and I'm like, "Okay." Sometimes I go because you're putting yourself on the line, and then almost like when it's behind a screen on Instagram or YouTube or where it's easier to then just be like, "This is me." And then shut off for half an hour, and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, felt cute. What is it? Felt cute, might delete later. That, but you can't do that live. You're like, hi, this is awkward. What if we don't have anything to say? Oh, it's just, anyway.
Yeah. So when you get a kind of a client that says something really positive and really enthusiastic, and do you kind of have a little box that you store that away in, and kind of that's your...
Normally
that's your fuel.
Normally I hug them. So if they're like, some people come to the market. This is a nice flip side.
Yeah.
Some people come to the markets and they'll have come from, or like the open studios, they'll have come from really far away, like 2 or 3 hours away, travelled here. And they were like, oh, we just wanted to meet you, or we just wanted to tell you that you're doing a really good job, or like,
so nice.
Can we have a photo with you? And I'm like, look at me, no. Like I look like I've probably been up like 2 hours sleep before the event or whatever. But it's so nice. And then I'm like, come here, and I hug everyone.
Yeah.
As you know, I hugged you this morning.
I mean, I love it. I'm a hugger.
Hugger, yes, hug it out. And then, so I don't even know where I was going with that.
I like good client interactions.
And then I like to have a photo with them, and then because it's, I don't know. That sounds really like, look, to do this. I just think it's nice.
Not at all.
And I always get them to come behind the stall, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, it's really not that glamorous back here, but come behind anyway. And then we're like, hello. And I always get them to do a really annoying boomerang video, and they're like, are you sure? And then they're like, yes, and then they love it at the end. So it's like an experience, like fun experience. Totally. I definitely want to do more experience things, by the way.
Because so much of it is about that interaction as well. And I think also, because your brand is so much about body positivity and, healthy kind of mentalities, I think that must be really impactful for people as well. And you said that kind of you have these, really lovely client interactions, but I actually think it goes a lot deeper than that, because people, especially, women, we often are so critical of ourselves and our bodies, and you are projecting the complete opposite, which, more power to you, and thank you for doing that. So, yeah, amazing. Your happiness campaign.
I don't think I do it enough, to be honest, but I'm trying to.
I mean, we could all do it more. Your happiness campaign, which featured a lot of yellow, which I'm wearing right now.
Thank you for doing it, by the way.
You are very welcome. It was my pleasure. But that's another example of kind of how you're using your social media to really interact with customers in a positive way. Did you enjoy doing that campaign?
I loved it. Yeah. It was a bit. So this is the thing that people don't really realise is that like working in a startup, like 3 years is not old for a company. It's very, very, very new. And by the time you normally hear about a company, it's like 10 years in. So it's still very, very new and very turbulent. And the other girls have only been here for like 3 months. So like I still find things stressful, and I still find things like get overwhelming and whatever. And then the happiness campaign is amazing because we got all these people involved, and we worked really hard on it, and then we got all the videos, and we went around London, and we went, like, it was amazing. And then other people joined in, but then with that I went because other things backstage was stressing because you have to think about the next week or the next month, and you're like, right, and how do we do this, and if sales are up or down or all that stuff. And then I like crashed completely and was like, I can't do this at all. And then mid the happiness campaign, when you're supposed to be like peak happy and spreading happiness, and I was like, guys, no, I just want to let you know
honest about it though, which was
not that happy. You don't have to be happy, because then I almost felt fake. Because, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're always happy all the time at our brand, and this is everything. But you were so honest about it too, because even though you were projecting this kind of these are the things that make us happy, you were also, as you said, going through maybe a more turbulent period where you were stressed and things were going on. And again, you were really transparent about that too, which I just think is such a powerful message as well, that yeah, these are things that make us happy when we're having a low moment. Oh, also here's a low moment that we can also exhibit in line with this to kind of bring it all together and show that kind of cycle of emotion. I thought it was very honest and thoughtful of you to do that. The idea that I get from your brand is that you want it to be a safe place for your customers to kind of come, and also a safe place for you too. And is the idea to kind of expand while still maintaining just how personal and thoughtful your brand is?
So I don't ever want to become a big corporate company with no face and no personal ability. What's the word? Like no personal touches. And so I don't want to lose that, because it could be very easy. Like as we expand, we'll go into, I don't know,
like a faceless. You don't want it to be a faceless kind of brand where there's no interaction and
and everything's printed and done and like done via a system. We still want to. So long as we're making people feel special and feel like they're excited about what they're getting and excited about what they are buying into and excited about the product, excited about the whole experience of shopping. That's what we want to do.
And you definitely are. You only need to go on your social media account for about 30 seconds before you see everyone just having the best time in these clothes, because they're kind of like, they're fun wearing clothes as well. You do
live your best life in these clothes.
Exactly that. Thank you so much for talking to me today about your customers and your clients. This has been fun.
Very welcome. Yay.